One of my favorite things about movies is the story of their productions. Hearing from the troubles or the lack thereof of filming and editing, scripting, and the release of the movie and what would come after it. I think it's very fascinating. And one day when I was watching a video essay about the production of the movie Titanic, I got to thinking that it reminded me a lot of the 1937 movie Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. Here are the parallels that I've drawn between them. Number one, they were both made by people who were already pretty well established in the movie industry, who were stepping out of their comfort zone for this project. With Walt Disney, he had obviously been in animation for several years at that point, and the Mickey Mouse cartoons, as well as other silly symphonies, were very successful and very popular with the public, so they made a lot of money. But they had never made any feature-length film before, much less an animated one, and this would have been the first one that had synchronized sound, so it was quite a feat. James Cameron, on the other hand, was big into sci-fi, earning success as a director with movies like Terminator 2. But doing historical romantic drama was something completely out of left field, or so it seemed. Obviously, we see the results and we know that this was very much something that he could do. But my point is that when these films were announced, or when they were in their making, there was not a lot of hope that they would be successes. Which brings me to my next point, that both of these movies went way over budget, further lowering the expectations of audience and critics that they could be successful and actually earn money and wouldn't bankrupt the people who made them. James Cameron, for example, completely cut his director's salary just so the movie could be made. It had a $200 million budget, and by that I mean that's what it ended up being. It went significantly over what it was originally supposed to with this $200 million. And with Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, Walt Disney had to put a mortgage on his house just to pay for it. It cost $1.5 million to make, significantly more than what they thought it would cost, and although it doesn't sound a lot for us today, it was a lot for the time, especially for someone who had not made a movie before. With budgets that were this high, and with such a little expectation that these budgets would be returned in the gross, it makes sense why the studio executives in charge of making them, in Snow White's case it was still Disney, were very worried about this. But for both films, they did incredible, far better than anyone could have ever expected. Snow White, in its initial release, earned $8 million. And in the many years of having re-releases, it's grossed $185 million worldwide, whereas Titanic got $2.2 billion worldwide with its release. So they both went on to be great financial successes and great with audiences. But what about with critics? Well, critically, both of these films were very well acclaimed. Snow White, in particular, literally began what we know today as the genre of animated movies. Well, the medium, I should say. And at the Oscars, Titanic won 11 of them, tying it for the most Oscars won by a movie with Ben-Hur in Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. Whereas, while the movie Snow White didn't win any Oscars in the typical categories we'd think, it won an honorary Oscar that was one big statue with 7 small statues behind it, which is almost more impressive because of how little these kind of awards are given out. These movies also put their creators in the stratosphere when it comes to what they could do with movies. Obviously, the Disney Animation Studios has made some of the most groundbreaking and memorable movies of all time. And James Cameron specifically went on to make movies like Avatar and Avatar: The Way of Water, which are some of the highest grossing movies in the world, if not the most high grossing. So basically, they might have had a very troubled production, but in the end, this was all for worth it. These struggles made these movies better, and these movies being so good completely changed the landscape of what we know as movies today. Hey guys, so thanks for watching this video. I know this isn't the kind of subject matter I typically talk about, but I think it's really interesting, and I might do more videos like this in the future if I get more ideas like it. I know I haven't posted the last couple of months, but in my defense, I have been insanely busy, so I'll try to get back on track with my schedule. So we'll see how that pans out. But also, October 25th was the 1-year anniversary of my channel, so that's really cool. So here's to another year. Maybe I can be more consistent in the future.